Sheldon, probably a couple minutes ago, the team activating Steph Nasonoff is going to play tonight. What excitement is that to bring him into the fold, and kind of what does he add to this group and what you guys are building right now?
Well, it's obviously another player that adds to our depth. He had a real good season for us last year, helped us in lots of different ways, up and down the lineup, power play, obviously. So, it's good to get him back involved. He's worked hard to get himself ready, and always tough not having a camp or preseason games and all that sort of stuff when anytime you're coming off a surgery like he is. So, we'll get him back involved here today and just look to see where he's at and how quickly he can get up to speed.
Does he replace Hallinan in the lineup?
We get some game time decisions here tonight, so we'll have to see after warm up exactly what it looks like.
And what are you looking at? Is starting goalie Dawes tonight?
Yes, that's right.
What are you looking for in Nico in his season debut here?
You just play the same way he did last year for us when called on. That's all you're looking for. Nothing outside of that. We want our team to do a good job in front of him and make his job a little bit easier. I think we've done a nice job for the most part in front of Jake. And then when we make mistakes, he's been there for us, and that's really what you look for from anyone who's in that. But Dawsey getting his first start here, you should just be confident in, on how he performed last season, with this group, and look to do the same.
Coach, we saw Seamus go to Utica in a corresponding move. Just what is it you want to see from him and his development, everything like that?
Just take a step in his consistency defensively and just managing the game. We feel pretty good over where his game's at offensively. So it's just all, part of it is him and his game, and part of it is, he's a young player, an entry-level deal that's, in an organization that's got a good team that for the most part is healthy on defense. And you got to stay ready, I guess, is the big part of it there. So part of it's development, and part of it's patience and waiting for an opportunity.
You talked about it here and there in some of these post games with the addition of some depth, and especially up front, just with the addition of Steph and Nason, how the ability of being able to roll 3 or 4 lines is paying dividends in big games that we've been seeing recently.
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, we've played some tough teams here of late and lots of tough matchups. Quality competition's been strong. It'll be no different here tonight. So to be able to use different lines to play against different people and not be too concerned about it in terms of if you get outside the matchup a little bit, but also to be able to have those matchups to the point that you can find some favorable matchups elsewhere. I think Jack's line, for example, our last home game in here against Edmonton, I thought really benefited because of the work from Nico's line and glass line against McDavid and Draisaitl. Now all of a sudden Jack's freed up. So those types of mismatches can help you with the more depth that you have. But also if your game just gets rolling, you can just get your guys out there and keep everyone fresh and rested and involved. So there's the balance of those two things no matter what the game calls for. And the greater depth you have, the more tools I have to utilize as a coach.
I know you appreciated the start of games and the poise that your club has shown, but how about how pleased are you with the way they're defending leads in the third period as well?
Yeah, that's been excellent. Last night, probably the greatest example. Not surrendering a shot in the first 12 or 13 minutes, I think it was, of the third period at 5-on-5. So that's a great example of what you want it to be like. At the same time, I still thought we spent lots of time in the offensive zone, which is what you really would like to do. And if scoring chances present themselves, then you want to attack the net in that. But really, it's about territory and managing the puck and taking away the life and any hope that the opposition might have to come back in the game. And I thought we did a real nice job of that, and that has been a theme throughout this stretch of games here in the third period. And that's why we've been able to put together the wins. Penalty killing, of course, has been solid and helps us manage games, but we've been finding some traction in our 5-on-5 game defensively, and that's helped us string this stuff together.
Thanks, Sheldon.